couple of things. Hey, first of all, this is the weirdest thing. I've just had a massive box delivered from Craftastic, which ordinarily, brilliant service. However, on this particular occasion, I think I've only got the glass jars that I've ordered. I've ordered 40 glass jars. I think that's what is in this box. Now, I was waiting for this. This is something I needed. But listen to this one. That's not sounding quite so great. But looking at this, it kind of seems like everything should be in these boxes and there's nothing else. So I'm going to open this one. Today, we are pouring with an enormous knife, always. Safety first, guys. Always use an unnecessarily large knife. We're pouring the autumn collection. Everything is in place. Photography is done. The website is ready. I just need to pour. So I was waiting for some more jars to come. It is looking like this is only jars. Oh, don't be something in there that I actually need, like oils. But then I need the oils to have arrived. I dread to think the state of this. The fact that this has got so much tape on it as well makes me think that the courier knows something has happened to it. Because it is... And they just left it on the doorstep. I actually thought, like I came out and thought that they were going to come back with another box. This is just jars as well. What is happening? I think there's a second box. But it usually does say that. This is not that. It usually, if there's two boxes, would say items in one box, items in second box. Jeez. Wow. Okay. Some of these are really done in. That's not ideal. The place I usually order them from is so good. And I ordered them from Craftastic because I needed them to come quicker. They didn't come as quickly as usual. So there was that, but I could be okay with it if they all came in one piece. And if the oils came. But it's looking like that's not happened. Oh, I tell a lie. The oils are underneath. Maybe that was part of the problem. I've rinsed out all the glasses that were not broken. Wicked some others that were perfectly fine. Just like alcohol wiped them and wicked them, and I've turned on the melter. So it begins. In a couple of hours, I finish work and then we're down to business. This is... Candle season has begun. I'm officially calling it. It is like end of July, but it's being called. It's autumn. This is the time. Buy your candles. So I like to label everything first. I'm going to show you in a second why that was. It's not always ideal, but I still would do it because it's a little bit like, you know, when you do your washing, if you could put all the clothes away ahead of time, if you could literally front load, you know, when you've got the motivation to do the washing and you put the washing in the washing machine, by the time you have to put those clothes away, you've lost the motivation. And so the idea behind this is I do all of the jobs that are like fiddly and time consuming first, and then all I need to do is actually pour the candles. I am leaving this not sped up so you can see how long it really takes. This is hundreds. It's crazy. It takes so long, especially with the holographic labels to make sure that there's no bubbles in them. Then the pouring, there's no like rhyme or reason to this, but this is how I've always poured the candles. I like to pour them like in layers. There's no reason for this. I think I have it in my head that they cool more evenly like this. And then the wick sustainers, which obviously I just kind of place them on and then I'll fasten them just to make sure that the wick stays straight as the candle cures. Seems like a great idea to label all the candles completely, like CLP everything before you pour them, because once they're poured, they just need cleaning up and then boxing. Like, it's perfect. However, on these ones, for some reason, separately, like this one, I spilled while I was pouring. This one, I dropped the wick sustainer into it. Anyway, now I need to go through and actually secure all these wick sustainers. It's been an afternoon. Also, these ones are a little sample of something we're planning for Christmas. in case anyone's wondering, I have been watching a mixture of The Handmaid's Tale and The Osbournes this past week, which Lee laughed at. I've been watching The Osbournes with Lee, and then when he leaves, because we've been watching it together, we finished it now. Would recommend a rewatch. I put The Handmaid's Tale on because that's what I've been watching, and he comes in and he's like, "This is quite a shift in tone." Anyway, I have to print off all my labels. I use 6x4 labels for the box labels, and then I cut them in half. I hate this so much. It's a real cost saver, and it just does the job. It's exactly what we need. But I really dislike, any kind of printing, but this particularly, I dislike this part of the boxing process. I love making the candles and even labeling the candles. The boxing of the candles is where I really lose my motivation for the whole thing. But they do look smart and they cost next to nothing. And if we can reduce the costs for us, we can keep our candle prices down for our customers, and that's the goal. That's the end goal. Then I clean up each candle and wrap it up and put it in a box. Sometimes there's just a little bit of leftover wax, like I showed you earlier. That's all I'm cleaning up, really. And then once they go into the boxes, I will use those labels that I showed you earlier to seal the boxes. This took forever. Every time, I'm like, oh, I'll get this done so quickly. And it was hours of boxing. In my mind, it's like, it's a job, so it's not, I'm not thinking ahead to it's this many hours of a job. I just think, well, I've got this to do, I've got this to do, I've got this to do. And so I don't think of the time that job will take me. In my mind, every job takes 10 minutes. And then I come to do it and I'm like, wow, that took a long time. So yeah, like I said earlier, I'm leaving this in real time so you can see realistically each box takes this amount of time. Also, while I was boxing things up, I saw a spider crawl into one of the boxes. Don't worry, I got it out. But it was one of those no one's ever going to believe me moments. And especially because it's like a Halloween collection. Isn't that weird? I felt like maybe that was good luck. But there it is. Stars Hollow, bestseller so far. It was launch day yesterday. We did amazing. I'm going to look back at the previous year because I thought we took more last year than we did last night. We might not have. We had a lot of orders, some really large orders that were quite surprising. Anyway, I have boxed up everything that I've made, and I also made another batch of Stars Hollow because they flew off the shelves. We needed additional stock for the shop. I'm going into the shop today. We're going to kind of rearrange things a little bit, and that was my biggest concern as I was making everything. I was like, it's the jars. I don't have enough jars to make the stock that I need to stock our website and to stock the shop, because this is obviously a new phenomenon. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful. I've got a handful of jars or a handful of candles to take into the shop today, but hopefully I can get some more jars in time to restock everywhere within the next week, because these have been so popular. As is my usual way, I vastly underestimated how much time all of that would take me. So it's a week later and I'm already pouring I'm actually already pouring Christmas candles. No one's more shocked than me, but I have 10 Christmas candles already poured. We've been discussing whether or not we're going to keep the same labels as last year, whether all of the scents are coming back. It's August. It's insane, and yet that's what we need to do. And I felt so last minute with the autumn collection. Although we knew what we were doing, the actual making of it always feels like it's right at the very last minute between that and changing the website, doing all the photography. It was a dog in the distance bark, so Manny's now I don't know what to do. Yeah, it all felt so last minute, and it doesn't need to be. Calm down. So for Christmas, I really want to get as prepared as possible. I think he's just looking at me what is going on? Let me show you. What is it? What's the matter? I don't know. I think he was probably asleep and he heard a noise and was like, oh no. So yeah, I'm trying to get ahead so that when we launch Christmas, it's not like last week. Because Sunday, I had such an awful migraine. Googled it, apparently it's a letdown migraine because I only ever have migraines on a Sunday. And I'm like, that's weird. Why do I never have a migraine on a Monday morning? Apparently it's a thing when you've had a stressful week and you suddenly relax, you get a migraine. Only maybe happens to me like 4 times a year. But it's always on a Sunday, and it's always so annoying because it is always after a period of like, oh, I can't wait for Sunday because I'll be able to like do things I want to do, and then it takes me out. So yeah, I just don't want to do that around Christmas time. So we're gonna get prepared. I have already poured another. I think I've got 10 witching hour, and this is Halloween. I've also poured some sweet dreams, which we didn't have for the shop. So I've poured that, and we also need to make one of the display candles. Book of Shadows is coming back. I was pouring Book of Shadows yesterday, and I got a message from someone saying, do you have any bookshop scents like in the works? I'm like, I can't even believe. It's like, it's so hard to describe. We've got the notes of like leather, rose, and tobacco on the actual label itself, but it smells like old books. So that real like paper page smell mixed with rose. It smells amazing. But for a long time, the old book scent that we use in this was discontinued because the business went under completely. And since it's come back, we're like, when are we bringing that back? And it felt like the right time. But that is a white label. That is a core. So Sweet Dreams, Book of Shadows. We don't think everything's going to stick around, but in terms of when we put things on the shelves in the shop and people are like, which ones are these going to stay around? Book of Shadows is not going to be seasonal. That's going to be permanent. Then I have more jars, all labelled and wicked. I actually had a delivery of 100 and some jars yesterday. So I got them all out, washed them all, labelled about 80 of them, and poured what I could. But I've already run out of wax. I think it's 25 kilograms of wax that we get at once. And that was a week ago. We had that delivered. We're having some more delivered today. That's ridiculous. That's insane. We've never gone through wax so quickly. So because of that, I am now going to try and get ahead with the Christmas stuff. And ideally, if we've got like more stock than we could possibly sell in the shop and at Karen's to fulfill for our online orders, I'm going to say we're going to soft launch this in the middle of October. I think we're going to do like the proper, it's online, Christmas is here in like 1st November, as soon as Halloween's done. But I think I might do like a early access for our mailing list and put it out like mid-October, because the Christmas stuff is so hard. You only really can sell it for about 6 weeks. Candle season is so short in the grand scheme that we need to extend it as much as possible. So obviously August we do, autumn, all of those scents have until the end of the year to sell. That's no big deal. But Christmas, if we don't launch it till November, no one's buying Christmas candles at the end of December. You need to be buying them by like mid-December latest in order to burn them over Christmas, right? I mean, I know some people burn them all year, but I'm thinking like for the majority. And so I want to extend it as much as possible. So if we could get everything squared away and like made and all of that stuff, it also means that we can start squirreling away a little bit of money for New Year supplies. And obviously we've got our like separate money for our tax bill that we'll need to pay in January. But also we'll have a better idea of how much money we can take from the business towards the end of the year, which would be nice because it's been a lean year this year. We've put a lot of money into supplies and products and stuff that we need to help the business like blossom, if you will. But we haven't taken very much from the business at all. So that is a focus. Oh my God, what was it yesterday? This was supposed to be like autumn launch, and it took a turn. I just couldn't keep up with the vlog at the same time as actually launching autumn. But Christmas, we're leaning into Christmas now. I found yesterday, I was looking, I keep seeing people with these massive matchboxes. I was like, there's got to be like a wholesale place where I can buy these massive matchboxes. We won't make very much money because we have to pay like £4 or £5 per box, but I think you can sell them for £8 or £9. That's the RRP, which is usual. Wholesale is usually like half. But if you like buy £100 worth of stock, you'll only make £100. You know what I mean? Like it's not when you buy other products and you don't make as much money. But I found this wholesaler that does these boxes, and loads of different places sell them online, this exact style. But there's all these different designs and they're massive. I think we might do those for Christmas. That would be really, really fun there's like a minimum order quantity, and we need to decide which designs we might want to do. But I thought for Christmas, because we smoke on matches, we should be selling something fun in terms of matches. And although we don't make those things, it is still a handmade in England product that we are buying in and then becoming a stockist of. Let me know what you think. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, because we've got to draw a line somewhere. This could keep going on and on and on, and I'm already pouring for the next season. So I will see you in the next one. Today, lots of oils come, lots more wax. I'll start another one, and I'll see you next week.